Well, how were the past couple of days? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. You practice both days, right?
We don't. In college basketball, Christmas just means extra time to watch film and practice. Unfortunately, I'd rather not play this time of year, but when you're trying to get quality home games and non-conference games, you got to go with what you can find out there. I think people sit down sometimes and ask me, why don't we play this team? And I say, well, did you come up with that idea all by yourself? I think we got to play home and home with Kentucky too, but I think they already got enough rivalry games. So we had to get New Mexico, and the date that we could come up with was the 27th. So we've had some good practices. Guys are getting better. Chance to get Cash and Jaquan a little bit of rest on the 24th, and just continue to try to improve, because we're going to have to get a lot better. As we all know, the waters, beginning with New Mexico, start to get a lot deeper, and it's a parade of top 25 teams or top 60 teams, because if you're in the Big East, you're a top 60 team from here on out.
Do you feel like they're ready for it?
I think they want it. My concern is our veteran guys. They got to be locked in and in tune to playing winning basketball at a high level. Because if they are, then the rest of the guys will follow. I think that's the key. You got to have your veterans. And that's why certain teams are really good, because veterans know how to win. Not only are they good players, they've been around, so they play smart and they give great leadership. So, going into this game and into the Big East, if I'm sleeping well at all, it's because of our veterans. And I think they understand that it's time to start rising to the challenges that are coming.
Defensively,
like this prepare you for March maybe differently than a Big East game where they know you really well?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I like Xavier on a neutral court, because it simulates a big-time environment in March. This is a home game. Next year we'll go back to New Mexico, but a team from a different part of the country that maybe plays a different style of play. Mountain West Conference officials when we go back out there next year, Big East officials. So, it's some adjustments that you'll have to make. Because Big East games all can start to look alike after a while. So it's good to play some quality non-conference games.
What makes them so good? I know they're coming off of they probably consider a terrible loss, but you throw that out, and what do you have with New Mexico?
Well, you got a team that's top 20 in the RPI, and the interesting thing for them is they've made 70 more free throws than their opponents have attempted, which means they do a great job of not fouling. Conversely, they do a great job of A, getting fouled, and B, making free throws, much like their coach did when he played in Indiana. So he's a little bit better. They shoot about 76 from the line, which is really good, but they get there a lot. 21 makes a game. They're plus 10 a game on made free throws. So that's a concern of ours. We're going to have to make sure that we don't let them parade to the free throw line. We still got to be able to play our style, which is obviously pressure defense and getting up and down the court.
How did this game come about? How did
Well, again, you're trying to, like I said, I think I get a lot of questions. Why don't you play Ohio State? Why don't you play Kentucky? That's a great idea. It's not that easy. You're hunting around for teams that are like you, that are top 25 teams that struggle to get non-conference home and home games. We don't get invited to the Jimmy V and all these games in the Barclays Center and in the Garden like some other teams do, just maybe because of their name or whatever. So we got to hunt, and New Mexico's a similar team like us. Everybody, they're not on everybody's speed dial. But they're a quality team, obviously. So
just call them up and say.
Well, Craig Neal and I are very good friends. The associate head coach of New Mexico. We go way back to his days as a pro scout, and I actually called him. I was messing with him because his son signed at St. Mary's, and I said, well, if I knew he wasn't going to New Mexico, he could have came back here. He grew up in Indiana, so then we started talking about scheduling. We both had the same problem. And then it becomes, what people got to realize, it becomes a matter of getting a date to work. And they're going to go from here to St. Louis, making a 2-game road trip. So, because I think, obviously Steve's from Indiana, and Craig's from Indiana, they try to play some games back in the Midwest for their recruiting, so they try to recruit back here.
What do you remember about Steve Alford as a player?
He was great. It's off the charts. I remember nobody moved without the ball better than him. He's an extremely cerebral guy. And his team really emulates him on offense. playing smart, getting to the foul line, good shot selection, team play, and you know, a lot of what obviously he learned from Coach Knight as well.
The big guy, SK was saying he shoots really well. He had back surgery last year.
Yeah, he redshirted. You know, imagine how good they would have been last year. Louisville knocked them out in a very close game in the NCAA tournament if they would have had Alex Kirk last year. So he's huge now. He's David Narsick size-wise, but he's 280 or 90. So you know, he can be the human eclipse in the low post. If he catches it deep, he's just going to turn and score. So they're bigger than us at most positions. So we got to make it a game of quickness.
He's a pretty good shooter, too.
Yeah, he can knock down to 6. He's made some threes, I believe 4, but he's really comfortable 15 to 17 feet, which is new for us. We haven't seen a lot of 5 men that can shoot the basketball.
So I guess Bob Knight's going to be here singing Alfred's praises the whole game.
Yeah, Coach Knight's always been good to me, which I really appreciate. You know, it's one good thing about when some of the legends of our game going into broadcasting. For me, selfishly, you get a chance to meet those guys. You know, growing up, my dad, Bob Knight, was who my dad patterned his offense and a lot of his coaching philosophy after. So the fact that he even knows who I am is great. You know, to me, it's extremely neat, and you know, I love every chance I get a chance to just talk to him about basketball. Usually after the game, I try to find him to see if he can tell me something about our team that he thinks would maybe help us.
He's done some of your games before.
Yeah, he's done that. He's done that. He's been really good about that. And Pat and I are friends. His son, I've known for a long time too. We're about the same age.
Because he's never done a Steve Alford game.
Oh, really?
That's what the room would say.
That's a surprise.
One last thing, does Titus have the green light for threes?
We try to play smart. You know, Titus, unfortunately, he's had about 7 go in and out, and for about a month he didn't miss one in practice. So, but that being said, with him and Justin, you know, we try to play smart, but we don't tell guys not to shoot. It's just a matter of when to shoot. So it's not so much the shot, about where it is in the shot clock. And I think it would be it would not be wise to think that that 1 or 2 guys on this team are the only guys taking some ill-advised shots at times. You know, just because you're a great shooter doesn't mean you should shoot it from 25 with a guy on you. Right. You know, now my brother used to do that, but we don't need to be doing that in real games. That's for the Western Hills Sports Mall.
Okay.